Hey, what's going on, guys? AJ here. AJ Tucker Self Defense, AJ Tucker SD. Just saw this story about a sex sting of 2 dozen arrested Super Bowl weekend in Cobb County, Georgia. 2 dozen people arrested. So, if 2 dozen people were arrested, then it was way more trafficking going on than that. I saw it on the site. There's this lady I follow. Her name is Chong Kim, and I had the honor of teaching a self defense class right after she spoke. And they really did it backwards. They should have let her be the last person to speak because she when she comes to speak, she shuts it down. But she was actually somebody who went through trafficking, who went through abuse and went through all that stuff. And she talked about how the Super Bowl is one of the biggest weekends for human sex trafficking. Like I said, it was like I did the class right after she spoke, and I was like, damn, how do I teach a class after hearing all these details after this? But I will say it was one of the most emotional, locked in groups that I've ever taught in my life, and I had a blast. But anyway, I'm going to read this story real quick. Cobb County, Georgia. At least 2 dozen people were arrested over the weekend in Cobb County during an undercover sex sting. Authorities told Channel 2 Cobb County, Chris Jones, that those arrested were alleged pimps and prostitutes. Some of the suspects are accused of enticing children online. So that's a big one. People think of self-defense, they only think of the physical aspect, but you got to think of all ages and at any time. The grown people online, on Facebook, Snapchat, Twitch, video games, all that stuff, enticing children online. It's crazy, man. It really makes me sick. I wish I would have said something. I didn't know what to say, hotel guest Donna Jones said. Jones stayed at the hotel where Smyrna police arrested some of the suspects. She told Jose she noticed unusual behavior. She said she actually feels sick about it because this shouldn't be going on. They gave eye contact, the body language. You could tell by the way they were dressed, too, hotel guest Jay Field said. The police said Flip Bask allegedly tried to lure a child online. According to the arrest warrant Jose obtained, he engaged in sexual chat with the person believed to be 14 years old. This guy was 45 years old talking to a 14-year-old. I'm 39 years old, and I have a son who's 14, a daughter who's 10, and the thing is, like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what I would do. Man, it's early in the morning, but I'm getting amped up just thinking about it. Like I know I shouldn't be doing this, no vigilante stuff, but I want to just get a group of dads. We hired a little assistant. She lures people online, and we just, instead of arresting, we just whip their ass. But anyway, I'm not going to do that. So if something comes up like that, don't come over here looking for me. Investigators said the trafficking bust in Cobb County was just one part of a Metro Atlanta multi-agency operation. Hotel guests who witnessed officers track down the suspects said the bust was unexpected but not surprising. The anti-sex trafficking warning signs are posted everywhere. Most of the accused prostitutes bailed themselves out of jail, probably just to go right back into what they were doing. Some of the men have no bond because investigators said they enticed children. On Tuesday, the FBI plans to release the final numbers on human trafficking during the Super Bowl. So I took a little bit of notes here, and I saw this thing that leading up to the Super Bowl, there were 169 arrests leading up to the Super Bowl. So, trafficking is big business. It's over a $40 billion industry, and it's happening every day. Not just in other countries, it's happening every day right in America. And, there's so many things about it. It's just, I'm going to put some different websites on here that you can go and do the research for yourselves just to check some of this stuff out, because you never know. A lot of people think, oh, they're going to hang out and just snatch and grab somebody at the parking lot. That's not very common. It's very risky. It's more of this stuff, enticing people online. And just, they could, like, I know someone who worked in a school where they had a problem with traffickers enrolling children into school to entice other children. So it's just so many things. I'm not going to get into that. I just wanted to talk about, this latest story. Super Bowl is Super Bowl time. So everybody's, having a good time and partying and stuff. But then there's a whole other world going right now, just just human modern day slavery going on. And so, like I said before, whenever there's self defense, you think of, like screaming, biting, yelling, and getting away. But, this is a whole other world. And it takes the entire village to combat this, not just the police. So what do you do if you're in a hotel and you see suspicious activity? You don't want to feel like the weird person or racist or whatever. So you don't want to bother anybody. But there's another world going on where we all have to step up and do our parts. And even as much as I want to, we can't really get a website and start enticing people just so just so we can put the hurt on them and stuff. You got to do it the right way, and that way these guys will stay locked up behind bars. Because if you do it the wrong way, they'll turn around and press charges on you, and you'll be sitting in jail.